Each week, Val and Amber make royal predictions and track breaking news headlines. Friday, November 8th, Val spots big trouble.
The sun plus Uranus could be an explosion.
Seven of Swords.
Sorry to be so dramatic.
2 days later, Ukrainian drones strike Moscow and escalate the prospect of war. Last week, a clue about secrets and domestic affairs.
I know I shouldn't say this on YouTube, but the fourth house, it has to do with domestic affairs. The Brits knew about this strike.
Page of Pentacles in reverse. This is definitely information that is, mum's the word, secret.
6 days later, claims that England knew all along.
Welcome to Royal Revelations. I'm Astrologer Val Evans. It is Friday, December 13th, 2024, and we are focused on the headlines next week, starting on Sunday, December 15th. Amber with Taurus Moon Tarot will be joining me in a minute to review last week's clues using the charts and tarot cards, and of course making some new predictions and getting more clues about what's coming up. On this show, we make predictions on current events and the royal family and the UK to teach astrology and show you how to make your own predictions using your predictive solar return chart. And if you'd like help, just go to my website and order a predictive solar return calendar or personal reading. My holiday special ends today. Special thanks to the members that make this show possible, the valedictorians. And if you'd like to become one and support us, just click the join button or the link in the description box. We are live every Friday. So some of the big headlines, well, Assad flew the coop. He is the Syrian dictator, that is now safely in Moscow. A winter storm blew through England. It was revealed that Prince Andrew was friends with a Chinese spy, and the Chinese spy is banned from the country. And lots of happy photos about the royal family spending Christmas in Sandringham. One thing I'm seeing, it's war. Where do I see it? I see it in Princess Charlotte's solar return chart. So we're going to go over that today. If you want to look up Amber, you can go to Taurus Moon Tarot 761 on YouTube. We're going to talk about the drones. Everybody's asking about the drones. We're going to look at that later on. If you're interested in ordering one of my books, I just came out last 6 months with The Secret Career Code, making astrology forecasts on the job. It's great. It's a way to find out what's happening with your career and your job, your coworkers, your boss, and then of course forensic astrology. It's December 15th. We're looking at the predictions for this week, and the way we do that is we go to Sunday in AstroSeek. We type in the date and midnight, and then we'll enter in London and pull a chart. Oh, hey, Amber.
Hi. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. We are talking about war, and just see a lot of it in the upcoming charts that I'm going to show you. Any ideas about what the charts are showing from a general sense?
I do. I have 3 astrological cards, which I tend to pull to see how it might align with the charts you've chosen, which I didn't know until just now, which I'm excited to see the solar return for Charlotte. But interesting that you say war. I have the Aries card, and that's Mars. That's war.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah. And I have Chiron to boot. So I'm going to be curious to see how that plays into the charts we're going to see. And then in addition, 7th house themes. So those are the 3 that I have. The Aries card came out first next to Chiron.
Okay, and 7th house, when we're talking about mundane astrology and England, we decided to assign the allies to the 7th house. So this means some type of allied war. We're on the cusp of it, possibly, which is a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
This chart, this is this week's chart. And I felt like look at that 7th house.
In Aries.
Yeah, it's kind of packed. crazy. And you pulled, before you even knew I was going to entitle the copycat murder show the other day, you got a Gemini, which of course represents a copycat. So kind of crazy there. It's just in line. And of course, this is the chart. And what we do is we look at it as it's like a calendar for anybody who's just joining us. We particularly look at the ascendant, and the ascendant is the personality, the identity, the what's really happening on and what's on the minds of just residents and citizens. So what we're going to do, and we've been talking about how Virgo means clothing, it means healthcare. So big news about Luigi Mangeone and so much about healthcare and insurance. And so that has really come to the forefront. But what we're going to do is look at Mercury. Mercury's down there in the third. The third house means the locals, the local issues. It is in Sagittarius, but there the third house is actually starting in Scorpio. So there's something that is coming in that is scorpionic when it comes to the locals. And that might have to do with real estate. It might have to do with taxes. And so what's kind of cool about it, I think this might be good news. Now, Pluto represents the locals this week. And even though there's an opposition with Mars, which I want to ask you about, there is a nice rectangle around this. It seems as if it could be a revolutionary. We've got a lot of revolutionary energy because of Aquarius. It's like breaking out. It's independence of something. But yet there's a big fight, it seems, with a bully. So what I'm putting together here, and I think it might start, news headlines might start around Monday afternoon, because the first house is Sunday, the second house is Monday, and so on. But I think it's going to start right as Scorpio comes in. It could also mean the monarchy too, but I'm thinking it's some kind of bullying theme with a neighborhood.
Yeah, I did get the Ace of Cups in reverse, which is something that's unrequited. There's something that is not reciprocal. So that could be a theme too. But let's see what the third house, that Mercury. Yeah, I keep getting women. Well, there is some kind of delay in strength. I'm getting like vitality or strength. There's a weakening, and it could be. We keep getting this transportation card with the Chariot, but this is also my Camilla card. I don't know if this has something to do with Camilla. I know she's unwell, but I believe she's been in recovery. But there's like a weakening around Camilla.
Yes, because what I'm seeing, and I hope you guys can see it, there's Mars is up there in Leo. There's something about women.
Mm-hmm.
Venus in Aquarius is women liberated. With Scorpio, it is a lot of women who are liberated, and it seems like they might be fighting a royal, but I don't know if it would be Camilla. I wonder if maybe it's two separate types of issues, but Camilla certainly could be in the headlines, especially with Scorpio coming up, because that's the monarchy. Yeah, I think we're going to get news. What do you think about the news that we might get from her? What is your take?
Well, I also do have the Empress, so it isn't specific to her. It is women, but that is, I pointed out because that's typically my card for her as I read it. But there's women are weakened in some way.
Oh,
I'm not sure how. And the moon, which is also lots of feminine energy. And that's something, it could be a very famous woman, a younger woman, if it's the Empress. But it's not talking about it. Oh, the Emperor. Interesting. Did you have the Emperor card?
Reversed for the show.
Reversed. Okay. Well, it's a woman in leadership. That's what I'll say. Because the Emperor is a masculine card, but it is also Aries. It's Mars. and it's a leader, but surrounded by all these women and feminine cards, it's a powerful woman. I think we might see headlines around a powerful woman.
Okay.
And I kind of think it's Camilla.
Well, you called it with the women and the page, it was the Page of Cups. Right after that show, women and children were let go from those Syrian prisons. And there was even a picture of a little boy, I think it was, walking out of the prison. It looked like he was walking out on his own. So, I mean, it was just crazy visuals we were seeing this week. Hello, Matt. I'm going to say hi to everybody. Dottie Forgotti wants to know what cards you're using.
I am using this. Well, the first deck I have are called Astrological deck. That's essentially the name of it. And then this deck that I used for the tarot is, I don't have a name for it. I ordered it from Turkey from a single seller, so I don't know the name of it.
Well, with this crew, they could probably research it. And Toy, hey, how are you doing? Young, aggressive, leading woman. And hello, Moonstar Sue. Yeah, CR user Camilla's been sick, and I think her nerves are shot. Mine would be. Very hard to deal with spouse who's Cancer. She's Cancer sun, so am I, going through the same with spouse. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's so tough. Yeah, CR user saying, be careful what you say to insurance companies right now. That whole that whole story is ridiculous. Yeah, Florida woman charged with threatening health insurance company with delay denied pose. So yeah, they're just a lot of women you see on Instagram just being on the side of Luigi Mangeone, those female revolutionaries. We're going to be seeing some more themes about the female revolutionaries. Thank you, Marie. And Peace, Love, and Understanding says hello. Face Painters here. Golden Aura. And Shelly's here. Great to see you, Shelly. Jafitz, Kaz, Michelle, Buckeye, thank you for reminding me to say hit the likes. And Genepie's here. Eleanor. And Fallon, nice to see you. Okay, I think I got everybody. Sorry if I missed some of you. And Santana's here. Bonsoir. And Jan's here. No problem, Jan. We're glad you could join us. Now, let me get to the next slide. And we've got so much to go over. Yeah, so this is when you got Mars. We identified Mars in Leo as being a royal, but it's almost like a very weak royal. And there's somebody potentially, I think, coming in now. The 11th house is social media. So there could be some shocks that this royal has. It could be Camilla, but somebody is, it's bullying. I definitely think there's some bullying that's involved. And why? Because whenever you have an opposition or a square to Leo, there's going to be some kind of bullying involved. Last week, we were talking about a blackout, just something that came up. And of course, we did see that there were some blackouts in England from the storm. And strange that the Ontario, is it Prime Minister or President, is threatening to cut the energy of the U.S. if there are tariffs that are going to be, I guess, voted. Yeah, whatever they call it, for the U.S. So U.S. and Ontario going back and forth right now. So energy is a big one. Frozen train was interesting that some of the news was around the train and bus rates are frozen in a good way. They're not being increased by the local government. I think it's the local government. So that's good news. And I also think they were talking a lot about the Polar Express. So I think maybe the Polar Express is coming. These charts have a real sense of humor.
They do.
All right. So now we're going to talk about Andrew's surprise. We've been talking about it for a while. We know there's something about a horse. There's something about just kind of surprising, shocking things. We're already seeing that. I almost wonder, I can't help sometimes, when a news article gets circulated and it just happens to be around Christmas time, it seems like there's a reason for it. And I feel like behind the scenes, somebody wants to get back at Andrew. And so they kind of put that out in the headlines right before everybody's supposed to meet, that he potentially was, buddies with a Chinese spy. And so that hit the news a couple of days ago, I think, if not yesterday.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's making a mess of everything, according to some. And so he's really become a liability. And what does the palace say? They say, well, he's not a working royal, so we don't know anything about that. They're able to keep him at a distance. So the black sheep this year, he started his solar return on his birthday, February 19th. This is December, and he's about to move into Sag, which is a lot of horse, church, philosophy type of stuff, and Jupiter is going to be taking effect. It's in that T-square there. There's a big shock coming, and I think it's from Charles. Not only did we say it could be like a horse accident, but it could be Charles just completely. Aquarius can mean your online activities, but there is something, I think the money finally gets cut. I think that's what's happening. So that's a possibility. I think I've already asked you for cards about that, so I won't bore you with that. That as of this July, something's coming up for Prince Andrew that is kind of intriguing here. Now you can start his chart February, March, April, May, June, July. And the reason that I am highlighting this is that his chart ruler is way up there in the 11th house, and he becomes famous for something. It's in Pisces, which represents a spy. So I don't know if any of you would agree with me, but people who have a lot of Pisces, which I do, they in their lives are susceptible to being exposed to spying. In my case, I worked at the FBI as an intern, and I worked down the hall from the famous Robert Hansen, and I was friends with his daughter. So I had no idea until much later. But think about it, if you have a lot of Pisces in your chart, you could be prone to being around corporate spies or some kind of spying.
Yeah.
But look at all of that Pisces up there. And then you've got Black Moon Lilith. This is something that might have to do with politics. This is a bad politician, remember? Black Moon Lilith in Libra. So what do you think that means?
I had a couple of thoughts that are unrelated to the chart. So I'm going to do your question first and then maybe tag on to this chart. Yes, the Lovers, the Gemini card. He's probably going to make a decision that's going to surprise people, and it's going to cause kind of conflict. I think it's going to cause more conflict in and around him. But the choice he's going to make, I want to ask about that. Oh, perhaps he actually cuts ties with someone controversial. Like he does something shocking to cut himself away from drama. It's Queen of Wands in reverse this is Black Moon Lilith for sure energy. I would say it's like cutting that out, cutting away from that Five of Swords.
She is moving to Moscow.
And going into hermit mode, perhaps. That's underneath everything.
They're shipping him up north, and he falls in love with a spy named Katrina. And she's super sexy because of that Black Moon Lilith. Oh my God. Well, we're making things up. I'm making things up. There's something that's happening there where something disappears. That's what you find when you're looking at Pisces stuff. When you have a square to Pisces, which he does, and Mercury represents the second house for him, which is money. But he's getting money from something else. He's like, if I was talking to Andrew, I'd be like, look, it looks challenging, but it looks like you're okay. I mean, this is kind of like a lifeline you're getting from somebody. And it looks like a famous politician, too, that might be helping him in July somehow. He's telling everyone that Prince Andrew is fine. He's really not that bad. Mummies to shocks. All right, are you ready for this one? Oh, did you actually you said something else came into your mind. Did you already address that?
Well, there were two things around Andrew and the horse thing. I just kept getting the word bucking, like, and not Buckingham Palace, but bucking, like a horse is bucking, or you're bucking the system, like black sheep. And when you said that, I just kept getting the word, like, bucking the system. So he might be doing something that is shocking, that he's, or physically getting bucked off a horse. The other thing is the filming is beginning in 2025 for the show around the lady. It's called The Lady. And it's about the assistant of Fergie's from years ago who went to prison for murdering her boyfriend. And there's a film being produced. So I'm curious how Andrew in his persona will play into that, if at all, into that story. It's going to be broadcast. It's like a Netflix.
Oh God, don't tell me that. I'm going to set my alarm. Sierra user, you said he's occupying the Royal Lodge. Read somewhere that they want him out of the lodge. Right. Yes, that's the big news right now. And I can't remember if I said hi to Steph. How are you, Steph? Thanks for joining us. Mummy's Two Shocks. Now, this is Princess Charlotte's solar return chart. And interesting how, as a royal, she has her solar return chart there. She's a rising sign in Leo. This is for this year. And so her rising sign is the sun, and it's way up on the MC. So that means everybody can see her. I'm going to make this point later. So just remember the MC. When you see the MC, it's almost like you see the person or the thing, like almost like up in the air. It's like they're on a podium, they're waving, they're doing something, but everybody can see it. So we've already seen that to some extent. Now, what we want to do, so this is the rising sign, Leo, showing the princess, and there she is. But here is the issue. Her rising sign is squaring the moon. And I'm going to explain this in a second, but this can be very tough. But I want to go back to the calendar. So we're going to start with May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We're in here. We're in December, the 8th house. Once her house goes into Aries, I want to say that's probably like December 22nd or something. So not a little bit before January, and suddenly look at all of this Aries here. The 9th house represents foreign. So this could be a foreign war of some sort. But it also represents some anger, maybe about school or something where she wants to try to get away. You can't imagine somebody that young would think this, but there's something that's stuck here, because anytime you see in your solar return chart a T-square, and you will from time to time, you're going to look at the apex, and the apex is the 5th house. So lots of fighting with the family. I mean, there's no question about that. So here's where we get into the detail. The MC is in Taurus, and the MC represents mom. Mom's Venus. Scorpio is representing Prince William, and Prince William is Scorpio. Okay, so the 4th house lord is what represents the father. And look at the red line from mom and dad. This is something that is big, like a lot of angry feelings. And I don't know how it's affecting Princess Charlotte, but maybe you could give us some kind of insight. This is probably going to happen closer to the end of January. Maybe there's some kind of event that's happening where they can't agree on something, but it looks pretty bad.
Okay. As in dangerous?
It is war, and Aries represents Germany. So it could be something where everybody's just talking about the war in Germany, or something that's happening in Germany.
This is interesting. 10 of Pentacles and that Judgment card. This is definitely big energy, both of these, but the Judgment card specifically. And, the angels coming to everyone's savior. And when you said that war, again, it sort of popped into my mind looking at that, people needing assistance, needing money. Is there a battle over spending or money being provided? Or is there something with a court? They don't sue people, but there's something with court too. There's a loss. There's justice not being served in some way.
And the press. So there's lots and lots and lots of reporting. This could even be around a redhead, or something where there's some kind of court thing where it just, people are incensed.
Mm-hmm. It has to do something over like foreign money, lots of it. And I don't know if it's support for something, but it's like a battle about keeping it within the shores, within the kingdom versus going somewhere else.
Can we ask about Princess Catherine and Prince William? Because it looks like they don't want to be in the same room with each other.
Well, I think there could be some isolation and distance. Like someone is staying in one location that's very, far away from the other for an extended period. That is definitely someone, going somewhere far away on their own with the Hermit. And it is to do with the royals because the card on the bottom is the Strength card, that Leo card.
Whoa. Maybe Prince William's going to war in Germany. No.
I have that Queen of Cups again, which is my Camilla card.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe it's fighting for the crown.
It could be. And I have to share the bottom of the deck from the Camilla card as the Death card.
And you got that last time too. Hey, Angel D, sorry you're not feeling well. I am with you. Look at what I'm wearing. I'm like trying to stay warm, feeling the same way. So I hope you feel better. Jan, you said, will the twins come up again? That's a good question. I think so. I'm going to think about that. Well, there are ties with the royal family to Germany. I have a German aunt, and there's a lot of public unrest going on in Germany related to events in Syria. Yeah, there's something boiling here, and I think it might be a foreign war that is really they're anxious about. And Sierra User, you said Princess Catherine are Capricorn royal. They are hard workers, patient, and grounded. Yes. And okay. So let me get back to so lots of red. And then what happens with Princess Catherine is lots of success. There's just an incredible amount of success and money that comes in. But this is also, this is like gardening. It's like maybe she's doing something with Prince Charles or King Charles. It has to do with organic things or gardens or something like that. But she's definitely out in the open where there's Taurus energy. So this could be, Uranus and Jupiter are drones. So these are drones. We're already seeing this up in the sky now, and I'm going to show you the chart in a minute. But maybe there is some kind of interest there. I don't know. Maybe they're taking pictures of her somehow, and that wouldn't be good. But yeah. So Princess Catherine here and squaring the 6th house. Now, here's another thing too. Let's see. If Princess Catherine's house, she's the 10th house, and well, actually, that's really Prince William. The Lord of the 10th is Catherine. So let's look at Catherine for the 4th house, and let's look at her health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it could have something to do still with her trying to get better. Finally, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the drones in the fields. There's drones everywhere, not just on the coast of Jersey. A bunch of different states. I think 6 different states in the United States, and then also in Europe. And everybody wants to know, what are these drones? Is there something that we need to be scared about? I couldn't find a time until I came across this X post by Governor Larry Hogan. He lives in Davidsonville. That's where I used to get my carpool. And he said, last night, beginning at around 9:45, I personally witnessed and videoed what appeared to be dozens of large drones in the sky above my residence in Davidsonville, Maryland, 25 miles from our nation's capital. I observed the activity for approximately 45 minutes. So everybody's on edge here. What are these drones? What are they?
I'm gonna add, yeah, what is the source? What is the source of these drones? The Emperor. Well, that the Hermit, it's like someone's secret. Someone obviously that is behind this. Oh gosh, I'm just Virgo energy. Lots of Virgo energy. A big organization. It kind of gives me Elon Musk vibes. Or that level of influence. It's two people.
So two organizations, maybe.
Right. Yes.
Okay. All right, CR user, back to the last topic. You can buy things from High Group, but they are expensive, I can imagine. Yeah, CR users, King Charles keeps bees and is into organic gardening. That's interesting because Aries represents bugs. So could be, maybe it's the flu bug. I don't know. Let me see. Marcia Meadows could represent the royal family, the Germans, and family division. This is Larry Hogan, by the way. And remember how Leos have a lot of hair, usually when they're younger, and then they go bald. Okay, there's Larry when he was younger.
It's a lot of hair.
That's a lot of hair. And here he is now, very Leo, and keeping that in mind, and keeping in mind that the chart that I drew for when he was typing out his message, now there he is. So the ascendant represents, the person who is observing, really, and it's definitely someone who is powerful, who has power. That's Leo. And so there he is, the sun. So we want to look where the ruling sign of Leo is, and the sun is in the fourth. He's at home, so fourth is the home, and probably a large home because of Sagittarius means large. And then we've got this, and he's trying to figure out what the heck is going on. He is not able to be very effective. Look at those red lines right there. He's just kind of stuck. So that represents him. Interesting how there's an opposition with Jupiter in Gemini. So something about two people. Retrograde, these people don't seem like they are all there upstairs. So keeping in mind, what's the strongest part of this chart is Uranus and the moon. This is a famous tech person, or it could be some kind of a famous operation, drone operation. Moon represents fame, and Uranus represents tech, future, very high level, futuristic types of thing. But it looks like a famous visionary. And funny that you say Musk, and it didn't even occur to me. So there is somebody there, and what's going on? The MC, it's right over Taurus. So Taurus to me is like it's like farms. Could be farms. Yeah. Somebody's looking at the farms. It's also money, a lot of money. There's something that somebody wants to do that involves a ton of money. They want to be. They're already wealthy. You can kind of see that. This is a wealthy tech person.
Yeah.
Now there is a couple of things that are happening here. We've got this energy, and it's sextiling the 8th house. So this is real estate. This is coastal real estate. And then with the Venus down here with Pluto, this is a ton of money, just massive amounts of money. So what the heck? It could have something to do with real estate. So what we do is we look to the apex of the triangle, and we try to figure out what that is. And so we've got Pisces, and we've got North Node next to Pisces, which is foreign. Yeah. So this could mean it could be a future operation. It has to do with the Navy, the coast. There could be spies. It might involve real estate. It definitely is in the millions. Whatever it could even just be. The drones are expensive, and it seems as if farms, weed, money, and water are involved. So I think that, I mean, my initial reaction was it's spying on something. And keeping in mind, think about how many pictures and video are online right now of people taking a picture or videoing these drones. So you can see how easy it is. It is, these drones are in the sky, and I think they're going to become famous drones. And you've got all the picture takers over here, and they have an easy access to see what's going on here. And there's a trine here to Venus and Pluto. So it could also have to do with energy and something. It is definitely futuristic, meaning that what we are doing now is going to have some kind of big impact. 1 year from now, 2 years, whatever. It's, oh, and by the way, Uranus is drones, and Neptune's like in the clouds. So drones in the clouds, expensive drones in the clouds. I would like to know if this has to do with Putin.
Ah, interesting. Well, I asked what was the point? What was the point of them? And I got two very interesting cards as you were talking. I got the Death card again, and I got the Moon. And it made me think about ground penetrating radar. I don't know why. Like that there is the imaging, even though it's coming from a high place and a, Aquarius type, electronic thing, it's something to do with the ground. Underground. The Moon is like what's underground. And then the Death card, Scorpio. So let's see, to your question, to say it one more time.
Oh, well, does this have to do with Putin?
Okay, yes. How could I forget that question? Yes. It is a strong yes card with the Hierophant. Someone with a following, someone with a large reach.
I have two lines of thought here. One is that it could be somebody very wealthy with these drones who are looking for what's Pisces and Neptune, oil. Okay, I don't know why you would be looking for oil in New Jersey. Maybe they got a tip. So that could be one side of it. But the other side is, if it's Putin, well, Pisces also means chemicals. And so I wonder, can we ask one more question? Is there any kind of poisoning of the land, of farms, or anything that's coming into the atmosphere?
I want to just go back. I'm going to pull another card, but I do, as you're saying this, want to review this Moon card. You could see the lobster crawling out of the sea and that long winding cut through of the ground. It does make me think, and the water being tainted or something, the sea life coming out of the water. Let's see if it's something to do with that. Made me think of drilling. The ground is being penetrated.
Yes.
Seven of Swords. This is just deception, straight deception.
It's not good, and they should shoot those drones down. I mean, it's been since November 18th. We're at December 13th now. That's like, what are we paying? What are our taxes paying for? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Jan, you said Putin said to be grieved still about UK RF receiving Romanov Russian family jewels in 1917. Didn't know that. Angel, you think water? Yes, lithium is the new oil. LiDAR technology searches or beneath the surface. Good point. Rare metals. Okay. Yeah, so it seems as if there's some kind of search for something. And all right. Yeah, so here it's either a chemical or it is spying. Yeah. It's definitely spying. I mean, no matter what it is, it's spying. It's very high level spying. And in any chart, I always like to look and see what Black Moon Lilith is. And it's actually at 18 degrees. And it's in, for some reason, it cannot do something. They're being banned from doing something. So they're not able to go the route of the rules, which would be Capricorn. So they're going to go another way around to get what they want. And here it is. But there's the twins again. And what was it that I sent you today? The Gemini,
the meteor shower.
Yeah, it's called Gemini Meteor Shower.
Yeah.
Crazy. But it looks as if there is, with Gemini in the 10th house. So we're talking two. You were saying two people or two institutions.
Yeah.
And it looks like a big plan. I'll tell you that. It looks like a plan. And I think it has more to do with the military. I'm not sure which military, because you do have Aries up here. Now, keeping in mind, too, what's going to happen is Saturn is going to start moving over this. And it might have good or bad consequences, usually not so good. So if these are the bad guys, that could be good. They don't have resources, they get shut down. But I think, here's a question for you. Are we going to find out what this is?
Yeah. So before you said Spies, I did have the final card that came out. I put it away already, but it was the Page of Swords in reverse. And I was thinking this is like a spy being revealed or caught in the act or revealed. So let's see what we get. 10 of Pentacles, the money, follow the money. The money will be the key to this. Yeah, this is that T-square you're talking about. This is like disappointing. This is like not good enough. It's just not enough money, or that is not the goal. And someone sort of misses that opportunity. But it's definitely, and 10 of Pentacles, third time I've had this card in this conversation. So lots and lots and lots of money.
Well, we're definitely seeing that where people are using their privilege to gain. And this really takes it up a notch we don't see a lot of things that the wealthy see, as far as whether it's AI or whether it's new technology coming in. They see it first and they're using it, and we don't know yet. Toy said, I feel like they're ours. They're so close to our bases, maybe our NASA military. And yeah. Sierra user, I've also heard that people spotted these drones ascending from the ocean, maybe Great Lakes as well. Yeah, so there's some water there. We've seen Russia and water be connected with, everyone thinks that they're cutting the cables and what have you. Hang on one second. Uh-oh. It's the cold season, guys. Now, I don't know if it's ours. Let me look at the chart one more time. And, we would look at Sag as American. And we'd also look at Uranus for high-level communications. But there's something here that they are not able to do. And this is like, Leo is a mountain. It's a peak. They're not able to see something. Oh my God. Leo, gold. Do you think it's gold?
Oh, interesting.
Oh my God. It's
wow.
Gold. I think it's gold.
I got a yes card, a world card.
Oh, wait. Hold on one second.
It could be.
Oh
Absolutely.
my God. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a yes card. And what is it? The world.
Yeah.
There's gold in New Jersey?
There's gold somewhere, or they're going to find it. They're trying to find it. I don't know. I definitely felt the oil thing too, though. It's like underground resources. Underground is the word that cannot come out of my head. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for that word.
I'm going up there. I'm bringing my shovel.
It's okay.
All right. Yeah, private-public partnership. Yes, that's the above bold way to say it. It certainly is. It sounds to me like all the Commonwealth plus UK plus USA regarding drones. Yeah. And I mean, they're just out there. They're right out there. They definitely are not quiet for the people seeing them, unlike UFOs. But what's so interesting is with that square to Leo, which especially in the end part of Leo, the late degrees, they are unable to get to that gold. If, let's say it is gold, hold on, let me see. Yeah, they're going to try to find another way around the gold. Who can get to the gold? That's what I want to know. And if it's gold, it could be oil.
Could it be a name with the word gold?
Goldman
Goldman
Sachs.
Something? Yeah.
Yes. Or, I passed a street the other day called Castlewood. I was like, that's a good Leo street name.
Yeah.
But here's the gold right here. And where is it? The sun would represent the gold. It looks like it's the fourth house is a home. It's under somebody's house. It's under the governor's house. But I don't know. Whatever it is super famous, really famous. What are they able to get? They are able to get something else. They can get that Neptunian. Maybe it is oil. Maybe they're like, we're looking for this gold, but we found that there might be some oil. So they're not getting exactly what they wanted to get. But yeah, some kind of metal resource maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Well, I want to know. We'll have to keep you all apprised. And Jan, you said anyone reads Stephen Mill's books on UK drone development in the 90s? No. Green-eyed love. Nice to see you. I love your creativity and card selection.
Thank you.
He is innocent. And one consciousness says, how about inner earth? I've heard talk about that opening up somehow. Maybe. And let me hear about your dream. I had a crazy dream about gold, turning USA currency into gold coins, one stamped with swan, other Winnie the Pooh. Oh, that's what you're saying, Heather. Russia plus China, just a dream. Take it with salt. I am putting it in the file.
Mm-hmm.
Some of your dreams, you guys, are kind of crazy because it does work out.
Yeah.
Meg says oil equals black gold, aka Beverly Hillbillies. There's gold in them hills, in those Jersey hills. Right? Is it what do they call it? The shoreline.
Yeah. In the UK, friends in the chat may remember this. I'm aging myself. The Kit Williams book, where he did do you remember the Kit Williams book? It was a
Vaguely.
illustration books series to lead to a golden hair filled with jewels valued at X dollars, that people would buy the book, had to figure out all of the clues to find the location, and it was buried underground. It was like a golden hair. And yeah, the book took off and everybody lost their minds trying to find the golden hair.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. 70 maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Toy says, yep.
Busy watching Chips.
Yeah.
And if you'd like a reading, guys, there's the information for Amber and me. Thank you so much for hitting the like button. It really helps us out a lot. And if you would like to see more of our shows, hit the subscribe button and you'll get notifications. So thanks so much, Amber. And thanks, chat, for all of your interesting comments. We'll have to make note of these, and we will see you next Friday. Thanks, Amber.
See you next week.